a saying, isn't it, that basically when someone gets married, you inherit a brand new family, you know? You basically become part of a whole new regime. It's not really the case, though, is it, for Prince Harry? Because he had a very loving, caring, huge extended family with lots of people he could call upon for advice, friendship, you know, basically just camaraderie around him. Then he got married, and what he found was that, well, you know, even the father-in-law, no, nowhere to be seen, wasn't allowed to go and see him, all of that sort of stuff. Whether you like Thomas Markle or not, strange situation when you think, because as I've often said before, I find it odd that Harry has never wished to find the other side of the events, and perhaps the man that he's become, sit down and say, well, yeah, you know, should we look at both sides and see, not necessarily that Meghan Markle was lying, but get his take on it. Maybe he could have reconciled them both. Seemingly, he's not allowed to. What's fascinating now, though, is he's let slip through his fingers, as I say, so many, well, you know, much loved relationships. And if you remember, a couple of years back now, Prince Harry basically said that he knew he had an infinite timeline, you know, a definitive moment in the spotlight, because he was considered the playboy prince, the fun one, devoid of responsibility, could do kind of what he liked and what he didn't like, etc., because he didn't have the incumbent of course, what lay ahead, for instance, for His Royal Highness, the Prince of Wales, Prince William, who will one day be our king. And he said that his biggest rival was none other than Prince George. Now, when we've seen pictures of Prince George now turning up and looking very much a young man, you know, he's tall, isn't he? You can see exactly how he's mirror imaging his father, the Prince of Wales. But according to a very well-placed source, literally, Harry is off the agenda. Now, Prince George, and this is from very good authority, never ever mentions Harry at all. Neither do the other two children, Charlotte and Louis. You know, I mean, Louis would have no idea who Harry was, you know. Charlotte, her memory would be very hazy. Of course, George would be the one that had some memories at least. But according to that source, basically, you know, as children do, I'm sure they hear things, pick up on things and realise that actually, let's not mention the, shall we say, notorious uncle now because it doesn't look good. But basically, George, according to that source, is literally sticking by his father, realising that what he's seen and what he's heard, and no doubt what people have said at school, you know, whatever people say, it's no different, even if you just go to a very nice school, as George does. Kids are kids. They will tell you things and they will shout things to you. He will be aware in this digital platform age of all the things that are going on. And I was sort of thinking about this particular story because, as I say, it's from a very well-placed source. It's a strange thing, isn't it? Because there was Harry, very joyous at the start to be involved and, you know, very much wanted to be the fun uncle. And now, all thanks to this, which is at a very pivotal and, you know, shaping age for Prince George. Will he now ever forgive him further down the line? Will he welcome him into the fold in years to come? One might suggest not, but one thing is for sure, Prince George, alongside Catherine, Prince William, and Camilla, our Queen, simply do not mention the H word around anyone. Even His Majesty the King chooses his moments as and when to discuss whatever debacle is now on the menu. Strange world, isn't it, don't you think? Neil Sean in the very heart of London.